Okay, here goes my here goes all my pieces for my killer clone. So really it's a clone in design basically, because it really is identical to the HPI except for the belt four-wheel drive and the dual shocks, and it's longer. It's longer because of this front chassis that connects here. It's really just like the HPI, but it holds another differential up here, which holds the front four-wheel drive basically. So this connects under the front chassis here, which is why it's longer. So what I'm going to do is I found this front chassis portion to be weak, so I got another piece here, as you can see. And I took the existing piece and I have shaped it and ground on it, etc., so that it's going to fit. Basically, I'm going to double the thickness of the upper chassis support so that it'll be sturdier. And I felt that it needed that, so really it wasn't a great design. It needed that, either that or it needed a belt tensioner. So I figured I wanted to put these other trannies in this thing, so I figured I had it apart anyway. I was going to just support this front upper chassis, which would strengthen the thing instead of a belt tensioner. I've got a set of I got the aluminum bulkhead for my other for my Baja 5B down here, which is all aluminum so far. I'm just working on that to get it completed. It's all aluminum and the front bulkhead isn't, so now I got a front bulkhead that's all aluminum. I'm going with a silver theme on that. I think I'm going to turn this one into a shorty, I think. And then I'm going to do the stroker kit on the motor myself, so it'll be about a 4 horsepower. That's really about all I need, I think, on a 5B, and especially a shorty. My Losi's getting the 8.2 Reed motor, 8.2 horsepower Reed motor, 30.5 cc, Friday afternoon. I'm going to put that in. It's a brand new Losi 5, and the flywheel came apart on it. So I've got to call Losi or the Horizon Hobby and tell them I want another motor, or send the motor back and have them do something. I don't know. I know I'm replacing this motor, but so what? I want a good motor. I might take this CY motor that Losi puts out and put that big stroker kit in it and put that in my 5B. I don't know, because that 5B's got a fuelie. And those are 2-bolt. I don't like them. But I figured out the steering on this Losi, how to get best the radius when you turn left and the best when you turn right. I've got that figured out. So I'm learning. I'm a motorcycle guy, but I got these things figured out, man. So this T2000 is got all the upgrades now on the thing. I've got the aluminum front swing arms. I'm designing the front steel hubs, so that's going to be bulletproof. I'm putting the steel or the aluminum tranny cases in the thing and some real good synthetic tranny oil in there, so that's going to be real nice. Got these bad boys for the rear. Those are steel. Those aren't aluminum. Those are solid steel. So that's the first time I've seen anything made out of steel on these things, which I agree, I'm going to make them. I've got a new clutch bearing keeper, because mine was kind of getting wore out a little bit in there. I'm going to put that on that bad boy. I actually have a battery box replacement kit right here, so that'll get rid of that big battery box. And I actually bought this dual servo box here, so it'll hold 2 servos. I actually bought this and that battery elimination box for my T2000, but it's designed for the Losi 5. But I'm wondering, I'm just going to try and put it in here in this T2000. That way I'll have, so once I get rid of that battery box, I'll have room to put that in here. I'll have 2 steering servos on this T2000 and jerk that steering around. I don't think it needs it. I just thought, I really don't. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll put it in, maybe I won't. But I think I'm going to definitely get rid of, I'm going to redesign this roll cage, this steel roll cage, so that I can take it on and off without taking off the shock tower. I don't want to have to take this shock tower off every time I take my roll cage on and off. I mean, you know, either that or I want to redesign this box and put dual steering servos on here so I can work on a few things without having to remove this or that. So there's nothing wrong with designing stuff for your own cars. One of the things I did get too is this flywheel cover. Here's what I've found. You got to protect those flywheels and you got to protect that engine, man. And this pull start cover here, outerwears, is critical too. So I'm going to protect that motor. My area over here, we're growing some grass to stop it, but my area is really dusty. Got a lot of gravel. This is what these are for. Most of you guys know that, but that's what these steel deals are for. They go right here. A lot of guys have that pipe that runs through here, so you really need something steel. Even the aluminum burns, but this steel, you can get it hot and it ain't going to burn or melt. So they do make these out of steel, guys. I forget who I got this from, but you know, I was looking at this. Hell, I can make this myself, this piece, you know, with a tubing bender, or just rosebud and heat the thing up and bend the steel, and then just weld a nut on the end of this and then grind off the corners, or weld a nut on it and leave the square nut. I mean, who cares? I went back to my dual shocks on the front of this thing. I've got so many cool new things for this truck, man. I got the Shorty air cleaner for my 5. I got 2 of them because I like to be out there and have a clean one spare. Pull that off and put another one on. So the cleaner you keep that motor, the better. That's why I got all the protection. I do have the hydraulic brakes also for the thing. As you can see, this is a hydraulic brake kit. It's for the front, and it actually, even this T2000, it bolts right up, man. It bolts right up because this T2000 comes with it actually comes with extra long hubs anyway. See these things? Look how long they are. Really, look how long them suckers are. And they're these are actually the stock Losi hubs right here. And the stock HPI aren't much different, but look how much longer the T2000 hubs are, man. And these T2000, or these 2000, the T2000, King Motors T2000, these will fit right on an HPI. So if you want hub extenders, buy the cheaper King Motor hubs here. They're longer, they're cheaper than the extenders, man, believe it or not. So there's a neat trick for you. Got all my Losi stuff up here and all my King Motor stuff over here. All my extra bearings. And I got enough parts here to build a complete extra car for this thing. I got all my trailer tires here, so I'm going to make a dually trailer, or a dual axle trailer. That's a stack of tires. I know that just looks like one or 2 tires, but that's not. That is a stack of tires. So I'm going to put all these things in. I've got this Chase steering support. Although it comes aluminum on the Losi, I bought this before I realized that. So I really don't know what good this is going to be for, because the one I have on there is already aluminum. This is a Team Chase. I kind of like this, so I'll probably put it on if I got the thing apart. And I'm going to have it apart this weekend. I bought myself a bunch of the gray or silver, whatever color they want to call this, bead locks for my wheels, because I like that black, and then I like that rally sport wheel look. And so I've painted all these like this, and they actually look pretty good. And painted like that. That's a skid mark. That's not a crack. That's a skid mark right there. My son and I were racing, and he'd stop, and my Losi would go right over the top of his car, of his Baja. He's got a killer Baja 5B here. And he blew his flywheel up on this thing too, man, so he's got to take it apart. And he's got the stroker motor in that, O'Neill Brothers. That's a nice car. He made that aluminum cover for this thing himself. He did all this himself. That's just dirty. It's a nice 5B. And then he's got a 4-wheel drive King Motors T2000 too. We got it from that guy off eBay that didn't want to be a 5-scale RC guy. They sold this thing, man. I mean, he gave it away. And they're good trucks. They really are. I mean, the front end's trash, so you gotta, that's why I designed the aluminum front swing arms. So if you guys want to buy a set, hit me up. I got them. They're indestructible. I swear to God, these aluminum swing arms I have are indestructible for the King Motors T2000. And the front steel hubs, I'm making those too. So keep in contact with me. I'll sell you the stuff. Well, there's my update on the thing. This pipe works out great. This is a stroker motor here. This is the O'Neill Brothers 5.5 horsepower, 30.5 cc. They call it the Pro Stock. They used to call it the stroker, but it's basically a stroker motor. So 5.5 horsepower. This thing hauls ass. And I've got the higher speed, or I got the torque gears on it, which makes this thing really, really fast. I mean, top end on this thing's probably 40 miles an hour, but man, that is a powerful 40 miles an hour. So, and how I know these things are